Week 20 traders. Things could not look better. I put myself out there. AG has broke out of the 1 year consolidation pattern. It's bullish pennant or bullish downward wedge pattern. Crude oil is just straight up in a rally. These are two stocks that are going to make us a lot of money, in my opinion. It's been a long trade, but I'm watching the buyers come in. We've been trading far. It's been a long trade. Found some good stocks. We will be stars. Free! Only wanna be in a rally. Huddle close. Hang on to this dream, because it's on the way, baby. Atlas engines are primed. No resistance above us. Woo! Alright, here's the weekly chart on AG since our purchase at $665 in December of 2016. For some reason, that price range just seems to be hanging around there for maybe too long of a time. I'm not fooled. I now see the price above the 20 EMA, above the 50 EMA in the long-term outlook. I know the pivot point is just right up above us at 786. And whenever we break above the pivot point, that stock is strong. AG is going to be headed there. That's where the buyers want to take it. I see we're on top of the 50. We might be waiting for the 20 EMA to catch up. It's at 660. 50. The 50 is just right up above it. As soon as we get that 20 crossed over the 50, that's bullish. And then the next target above that is going to be the 200 EMA around $8.10. The stock market's dynamic. Those prices are going to change over time. But that's where the buyers have their target set, and that's where they're headed. And then as soon as we find resistance on that 200 EMA, we're going to try breaking over the pivot point resistance line number 1 at 966. And if that happens, nothing's stopping this bitch. It's just going to run. Why? Because the professionals need to go up to their boss and tell them they made a lot of money. That's how it works. These guys got a system. And from what I've observed over the past decade, I feel damn good about where this is headed. Mostly because that downward wedge pattern, unless you think it's a complete coincidence that buyers and sellers just arbitrarily are buying and selling, and this pattern just happens accidentally. No, it's time to change your point of view. I have taken so much flack for 18 months about how stupid I am, how I'm not paying attention to this and that. Oh yeah, earnings were last week on AG. Didn't look that great. I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter to me. It's not going to stop the buyers when the rally happens. I'm telling you my opinion for all the flack I've taken over the 18 months. I think you guys need to be reprogrammed. I could not be more confident on where this is headed. Here's our targets. Take a good look. There might be a pullback this week to find support near $7 once again. It's not a big deal. Let it happen. Because as soon as that happens and the silver futures break out, AG is going to follow straight up with it. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at silver futures. Silver futures weekly chart since the middle of 2016. Most important thing I see here is an 18-year support trend line underneath us. And since we stepped into AG, our silver stock, sure the price keeps bouncing off that support area, but it's not breaking through for 18 months now. Just keeps bouncing. I'm looking at that price range getting squeezed tighter and tighter and tighter. And from what I've observed over the past 10 years is that this is a bullish pattern that breaks out to the upside. Soon as the buyers and the sellers, the bulls and the bears, they're done with their little war going back and forth here, I believe the bulls are going to win. I believe we're going to see a rally. I've got that dashed horizontal resistance line around $20 up above us. That's going to be one of their targets. But what I see is something that goes way, way up above that. That's nothing. That's silver future still hasn't moved when it goes up to that $20 marker, in my opinion. It's all set up here. I do not believe under any circumstances that silver futures are going to sell off. Sellers are horrified of that 18-year support trend line. We've got that support underneath us, and we've got a lot of scared bears above us. This bitch is ready to rally. It's my only perspective. It's the only way I can look at this. Hang on. Just a waiting game. Almost there, guys. This will, if you've been in this since the very beginning, almost 2 years ago, this will be all worth it. I'm in there for the long haul. No one in the world is going to tell me any differently. Dio, nothing but buyers. Here's the weekly, one of the longer term outlook charts. Stochastics are embedded in the overbought area. We've talked about what that means. Nothing but buyers. And why do I believe DO is just going to continue up to those targets up above us at $24.32 and $24.95, which is a 200 EMA, because the crude oil futures are headed there. These professional traders know that. We're going to soon look at the crude oil futures. We're above the pivot point at 1468. DO is strong. Very, very strong. Those targets up above us are going to come quickly. Might be this week. Stick around. A lot of excitement on the way. And I promised you good feelings. That's what one of the 1,000 goals I have in this. Good feelings. They're on the way. Why is DO going to keep rallying? Right here. Last week, making new highs once again. Sure seems like stochastics want to be embedded in the overbought area once again. Relative strength on the rise, and the MACD indicator above the divergence line pointing upward. I'm expecting a long-term rally in oil. I've got all the proof I need. I know it might be a little confusing to you guys, but I've got that target of 80. That's my first target, not the only one, just the first one. $87 right up above us. Sure seems like those buyers might have their eye on that. Maybe Joe knows something. Might want to stick around. I see the 20 crossed over the 200 on the weekly chart. It could not look better. 50 EMA is just right underneath the 200, about to cross over too. What you are witnessing is the beginning of a bull run, a rally. These are indications telling me stay exactly where you are, because we're going to keep pulling profits out of this. To those people who have told me in the past that you've got time limits on your trade, if it keeps going up, why the hell would you want to get out? Do you honestly have something better that you're 100% positive about? Because I have nothing but evidence, piled on evidence, telling me this is headed up, and I believe next week I'm going to once again say we're with new highs again. It could not be better, guys. DO, crude oil, looks great. US dollar, long-term outlook on the weekly chart. Joe, it's been going up. The dollar seems like it's bullish now, and all these buyers are stepping in. Who gives a shit? It's a short-term move. I've been watching this since the beginning of 2016, and obviously the price is still down from where I picked first that it was going to fall. How do I know the trend is still down? Lower highs. Again and again, and I believe again. Right now, here in May, we're still lower than what it was in November of 2017. That black line going down, okay, it's not correct. We can't match those up. We have another lower high. I'm not sweating anything. I have thought the US dollar was going to collapse since the beginning of 2017, end of 2016. I still believe that. And from the evidence, the proof that I have right here in front of me, another lower high. And if that breaks over the previous one, then I'll start to double think. In the meantime, things look great. Stay where you are. Almost there.